up, guys? Welcome back to the Lovin Riyadh Show. I know you missed us because I missed y'all. Anyways, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Rama.
And today is, I think, the 23rd of July, which is 2 days before my birthday. And I'll be turning 24.
Oh, so it's on Thursday.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So super exciting. Everyone say happy birthday to Sarah in the comments.
Happy birthday, me. Other than that, 24, and we're in the year 24. That's the perks
It's a
of
special
being,
one.
Yeah, the perks of being born in the 2000s, guys.
Yeah.
Anyone from the 2000s? Especially those who are born on January. Never mind. Okay, so today we'll be covering a bunch of really interesting topics, such as
Saudi has unveiled a 690,000 Golden Pen Award for novelists.
and Saudi set to launch first of up to 100 electric air taxis.
And Saudi residents have also been compensated for a weekend power outage during a heat wave.
And the sad farewell in Khamis Mashayat, a houseworker's emotional departure after 15 years.
So we'll begin with our first topic, which is an exciting competition that Turkish Sheikh has unveiled this week, which is a $690,000 Golden Pen Award for novelists. So this award has been introduced that will allow Arab novelists to submit their works for a cash prize and also for the chance to turn their novels into movies or cinema works.
That's so cool.
And I think this is super cool and super
Yeah.
exciting as someone who is like a huge book person.
Yeah,
I love
she's
books.
a bookworm.
Yeah, and also just in general because I think it's such a great chance. And especially that
Great
cash prize is
opportunity,
insane as
yeah,
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the whole initiative aims to spotlight obviously outstanding literary talent,
Yeah.
not just in the country but in the whole Arab region. So it's open to, there's obviously different categories for the award, and each one is gonna have like a different set of cash prizes, but the overall is
Oh, so it's like,
$690,000.
the first.
First place will get
Yeah.
100,000, and then second place 50,000, third place 30,000.
That's a lot of money.
I think second place, so first and second place get the cash prize as well as the movie adaptation.
That's cool.
And obviously there's different also. There's not
So,
just
the first and the second gets a movie adaptation, but the third one just receives
a cash prize
of
yes, from what I
$30,000.
But the competition features also different kinds of awards. So there's the Novel Track Award, which is the best novels across all the different genres.
Yeah.
And then there's also a separate thing for the best screenplay,
Oh.
and which is also for cash prizes. And there's also a best translated novel. An audience award, which is determined by an electric voting program, so like the audience
That
can
is
vote.
so cool.
But the general what is it called when there's the panel of judges.
See, she's a bookworm.
Yes.
She's the only one who can talk, with these kind of vocabularies.
It's a judging
That's cool.
panel.
No, I think it's very cool that
Thank you
know
so
all
much.
these different vocabs.
Thank you. And what was the word that I was trying to remember?
Panel.
The panel.
Yeah.
So the judging panel will consist of novelists, screenwriters, and producers from the Arab world.
That's
so
cool.
it's a very esteemed.
What's a panel, by the way? Can you explain?
It's basically just who are going to be the judges of this competition.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's just a word to describe the
Okay.
different kinds of judges.
Cool.
So to celebrate the winners as well, Saudi is going to host a grand ceremony. It's going to be broadcasted on various platforms. So it's super exciting. And I think if there's any budding novelists out there or just, people who have a story to share in the form of a novel, I think it's a great opportunity.
For all those writers.
Exactly.
minds.
And I think we have a lot of them, especially here in Saudi. We have
Yeah.
a great pool of talent.
Yeah.
And the initiative, yeah, it's not only supporting Arab novelists, but it's also like aiming to boost the regional film industry.
Yeah.
It's not just in Saudi.
I'm excited for that part.
And bringing those stories to the screen.
Yeah.
So
I'm
super
really
exciting.
excited for the movies.
Yeah.
Like, the more
I think they're going to be really good.
yeah, I want to see some horror movies, you know, Saudi horror movies. Yeah, hopefully. On a more air tone, do you say that? Yeah. Saudi is set to launch first of up to 100 electric air taxis by 2026.
This is super exciting. I feel like
Yeah.
it's so futuristic.
Yeah. And did you know that the single air taxi costs 7 million each? That's a lot of money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that is a lot of money. And when you say like an air taxi, I think you might imagine a helicopter, but nope, it's like a mini plane with a helicopter, you know? So we'll insert a photo, of course, but you know. So Saudi Airline, the kingdom's main airline, has ordered up to 100 electric flying taxis from German company Lilium. I'm sorry if I'm not, is that correct?
I guess so.
Okay, so with the first jets, I think the 100 electric jets are expected to be delivered to Saudi by 2026. And no, actually, they're buying 50 electric aircrafts with an option to buy 50 more.
So
But,
they're
you know,
starting with 50.
Yeah,
And
and
then they probably will end up getting the other 50.
Yep.
So yeah, 100
and-
in total.
you know, PS, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The agreement was signed in Kuting, I don't know where that is, near Munich, also don't know what that is, solidifying an earlier understanding from late 2022. For these electric vertical takeoff and landing small e, VTOL.
Is that the
aircraft.
official name for these kinds of planes?
I really don't know.
I think it is.
Maybe.
Not that I would know what the difference is between that and other planes,
Yeah.
but it makes it sound cool.
But they
So,
look super cool.
Yeah, can you imagine taking an air taxi?
That even sounds so fancy.
I know.
Like,
I think it's supposed to replace like short, like road trips or
Yeah,
basically
especially
short
in
trips,
like
right?
Mecca, Red Sea, all these places. So, you know, for all that crowded places, you know, Saudi Arabia introduced buses, a metro, and then now we're flying.
Now
you
we're
know,
flying.
flying taxis. That even sounds like something only. Anyways,
I think at first they're going to be most common in like you said, like the like religious spots in Saudi and also the touristic spots.
yeah.
So wherever there's like a large amount of people who will need, or if it's a bit hard to go from one place to another,
Yeah.
the flying taxis will make it easier. I wonder how it's gonna work. Like
Same.
the stations, you know, like you just enter a
Same.
station and you're like, you buy a ticket, or like how do you book in advance? Like
Still, there
I wonder
are
how
no,
it's gonna be.
like, information, like solid information on that, but you know.
Because now it's like a big, like flying on a plane is a big deal-ish, you know, like you have to go through the airport
lot of
procedures and all this.
hassle.
Yeah, so a flying taxi should be a little, like a little easier.
Yeah.
But I'm
It is
intrigued.
It is mainly meant to support Hajj and Umrah pilgrimage.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And there's a lot of videos on Twitter X that has been circulating about this. But you know, I thought that in the Hajj season, I thought that it already was launched, but apparently,
I think it was, but on a smaller scale. So
Yeah.
like
Still
they had their
testing
own
it.
kind of thing, but this is just a more like official
Yeah.
kind of air taxi. I believe so. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I hope that it's going to be more common because I would love to try it.
I would love to try it too because you know it's a very good invention.
Yeah. So Saudi residents in the southern part of Saudi have received compensation for a weekend power outage that occurred during a heat wave. So
That's cool.
in the Najran region, 100,000 residents were left without electricity for a whole day, I believe. And it occurred during. Do you remember last week? It was Friday, July 12th when this happened.
Yeah.
And there was a massive heat wave, which is, still going on in a lot of parts of the country. But at that point, it was very
hot.
It was very hot.
Yeah.
So if you can imagine, a whole day without electricity is not easy.
Yeah, how are you gonna do that?
Insane as well.
The AC, hello.
Yeah, so the residents all received text notifications from the Saudi electricity company confirming their compensation, and they said that each affected person will receive 2,000 riyals in compensation. See, some people have said that it's 2,000 riyals. Some people have said it's 200 for each hour.
Okay.
But I think it accumulates to 2,000.
Makes sense.
The text messages also included an apology
for
what happened, which I think, obviously this is something that is, kind of guaranteed because...
Yeah, guaranteed, and it makes you feel like it's not as bad as it is.
I think, this is the least that you can possibly do because during a heat wave, especially right now, it's so bad to be left without electricity. And the compensation is a very generous move. And I think that the outages happened during, a really annoying time.
Yeah.
And it's hard to maintain power anyways during those times because the electricity and the heat do not mix.
They don't.
Yeah, so...
Nothing mixes with the heat.
Exactly.
Except heat.
Unfortunately.
Like if heat was a friend, it's the only one that can hang out with itself.
Honestly.
No, it's the friend that no one wants.
Yeah, and we're all dealing with that right now, but at least we have electricity, so that's good for us. But
alhamdulillah.
Yeah, so the residents all received the compensation within 10 days, and they didn't even have to file claims. Like, they all just received it. And the apology is a great touch. I really like that. And I think it's nice. It's because power is supposed to typically be restored within 6 hours of an outage.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that day.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a protocol anyways to compensate.
Yeah.
But I like that it was done within 10 days and very efficiently.
Yeah. And also, the Saudi electricity company really prioritized communication and customer service.
Exactly, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Because if you're already inconvenienced, especially in that way, it's even more of an inconvenience to have to run around and try and get your rights, applied.
Especially also if you have little kids, imagine that with the heat. God, that's that must have been hard.
Exactly. So I believe if the standard's not met, the company has to provide each person with 200 riyals plus an additional 50 for every extra hour beyond the 6 hour mark.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it adds up to 2,000 each.
Yeah.
So now the Saudi electricity company is prioritizing communication and customer service, like you said. So I think I don't know. I thought that it was very nice to see.
It's like someone is patting you while something hard is
I think
on.
the Saudi companies are really elevating in their customer service.
Yeah.
And just ensuring that everybody has their rights.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's an end though to any future outages.
Yeah.
Especially during the summer.
Yeah, I think now that summer has becoming more hot each year.
We're at the peak, I think, right now.
Yeah, I think, we're gonna figure something out with the electricity, So it's our last topic, so it's a double farewell. No, it's not. It's a farewell and then there's a bye. Limited offer buy. Anyways, so this house worker has been working with this family for 15 years. She even has kids. And on that day, they just, met at the airport. Took Medina. The name of our main character in this topic is Medina.
That's a cool name.
Yeah. And they, in her page, the one who posted the TikTok, they made a really nice farewell goodbye in like
Oh,
this
that's nice.
park, and there were a lot of tears in the airport and in the what do you call it, and in the park. Well, it's it's really understandable because like imagine saying goodbye to someone who've lived with you for 15 years.
Very
you know?
emotional, I think.
It's really, if you have a cat, if you have a a pet, if you have a friend that stayed over for like a week or 3 days, you would feel attached. Imagine 15 years. Like if she was their child, she would have been at the age of 15. It's crazy to me every time
It's a
I
long
think about
time.
it. Yeah, and it's like we'll insert a video for you with the party that they made for her, but it's still it's still really sad. And that video that in the airport, it got 1 million views in just 2 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, even though the video was like only 16 seconds, and lots of people were commenting on the bag, like mainly the bag. They were
The bag?
like, oh yeah, there's a bag in the video. We'll insert a video, and they were like, oh, I have the same bag as Medina. A lot of
Oh,
people
interesting
cared.
that they would.
Yeah, they really cared about the bag.
Why would they focus on that specific thing?
I don't know, but like a
You
lot
would
of
think
people
because
were,
it's an emotional story.
it was so weird. Like the comments were so weird. Some of them were like, "Oh, where is she from?" What?
How is that relevant?
I don't know.
At this time.
Like mainly that you'd find 3 types of people in the comments. Some of them were like, "Oh, that's so, like that's so sad," and I also had, and they were telling stories. And some of them were like, "Oh, I have the same bag as Medina," or "Where did you get that bag, Medina? I need that bag." And there was like, "Where is she from?" So yeah.
I just saw a comment that says it's raining George.
Yeah.
What is that about?
Actually, I'm the one who wrote this article.
Read? Oh,
yeah.
the article. I thought the comment.
No, the article, and these are the TikTok translation. 'Cause
Right.
they were in Arabic, and I just translated them in
So
English.
what would It's Raining George be
It's
in
Raining
relation
George.
to this?
I think it's a reference to one of the cartoons or something like that. It's Raining George means like I'm crying. But I don't
okay.
want to say that I'm crying, so I'm like, it's raining
That's
George.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a funny one.
Yeah, but eventually I think at some point they'll meet again.
I'm sure they will, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, if you 15 years, again, like we said, is a long time. So
Yeah.
you're going to get attached
And they
to
were
whoever.
crying.
Yeah, I would too, I think,
Yeah.
after 15 years.
But it's so sad. It's such a sad video, especially if you relate to that. You're gonna cry as well. It's raining, George.
It's Raining George.
If we, we can use that as a reference. Every time it's like, it's raining, George. It's a sad
It's
story.
emotional, yeah. That's funny. But I think even if it wasn't 15 days, when you get really attached
15
to
years.
someone, 15 years, sorry.
Yeah, days.
Even if it's 15 days and you get really attached to someone, I think the emotion would still be kind
Yeah,
of
very
at
high.
least the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much of an emotional goodbye,
Yeah.
but I think it would, I think it depends on the
she's,
person,
like,
not the
she's
amount of time.
not coming back.
Yeah.
Like, she's in the same world, but she's not coming back. That's a sad part.
Yeah, oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
can visit her. Like lots of stories have been roaming around the internet that like a house
Yeah.
worker leaves or a driver leaves, and the family that he used to stay with would come to
They
his
reunite
country.
somewhere.
And it's so
Yeah.
cute. It's such a beautiful bond.
It is.
I love seeing that.
Same. That's it for our show today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget to tune in some more on all our platforms, including Anghami, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and catch us on YouTube as well.
For
and
the
Podio.
visuals, I mean, I keep coming with new earrings every time. Listen
Honestly,
to that. Like, can you
Sara
listen
with
to
the
that?
ASMR.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at her earrings. They're
Yeah,
so
and
cool.
look at Rama's hair. Her hair today is really shiny, really
Looks
nice.
the same as it does every
No,
week.
it doesn't.
Okay, I'll
Write
take
us
the
in the
compliment.
comments.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.